Sister Wives. Janelle Brown's recent comments about her marriage to Kody Brown prove it wasn't just him who pushed her to start a new life. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown may have been able to move on with her life after splitting from Kody Brown, but she shared more about how Robyn Brown impacted her decision to leave the family in recent comments as well. Throughout her marriage to Kody, which lasted for roughly 30 years, Janelle was the most practical and dependable of the original trio of wives. While she wasn't in the job of comparing herself to Cristin Brown or Meri Brown, Janelle's ability to deal with the family's financials was endlessly valuable, and when Robyn came along, she noticed things changing quickly. Janelle has never been upfront about the specifics of Robyn's spending habits in the past, but with nothing to lose now that she and Kody are divorced, she is not holding back any of her feelings for the sake of niceties. While Sister Wives Season 19 has featured a breaking point between the two sides of the Coyote Pass sale, Janelle and Meri on one side, while Kody and Robyn are on the other, it's been clear that Janelle and Meri are more in the right over their sale of the land. With so much turmoil, Janelle's sharing her true feelings. As Sister Wives has shown more about Kody and Robyn's involvement in Coyote Pass, the show has set itself to paint them as the villains, while Cristin, Janelle, and Meri get to be the bigger people. While this may be a little glossy in terms of what the actual details were during their marriage, it does ultimately net out to Kody being more in love with Robyn than he was with any of his original wives. For Janelle, that's been a factor in her decision to open up about the family's past struggles, especially knowing that Kody's not holding back. As Kody has shared more about how little love he had for his original wives, which he recently walked back, Janelle's felt more comfortable being clear on what was actually happening in the early days of Robyn joining the family. Sharing that Robyn didn't have to struggle in the difficult times, where money was tight and legal issues were pressing, Janelle opened up about the fact that she, Cristin, and Meri had to make tough decisions about their lives and family. Robyn, on the other hand, came into a well-oiled machine, reaping the rewards of the original trio's hard work. While it's been a long time since Robyn joined the Brown family, her experiences have been drastically different than any of Kody's original wives. Rather than trying to understand that her station in life was different because of the sacrifices Janelle, Meri, and Cristin made in their earlier days with Kody, Robyn tried to make herself the center of the family. Janelle sharing that Robyn never had to struggle with them as a family, which bonded the original trio, makes a lot of sense, especially in the way Robyn talks about her time early on in the large Brown family. As Janelle has been more open and forward with her criticisms of Kody and Robyn, it's become clear that Robyn was a factor in her decision to leave Kody behind. While the root of the issue was Kody's behavior overall, the influence Robyn has had over the Brown family patriarch hasn't been good for any of his relationships, romantic or otherwise. Janelle sharing that things have been brewing beneath the surface for years on Sister Wives with Robyn made it clear that Kody wasn't the only problem in her long marriage, and there was more to her decision to leave. For years, fans of Sister Wives watched Janelle Brown embody the role of the grounded wife, calm, practical, and deeply committed to the idea of plural marriage. While drama often swirled around the other wives, especially Cristin and Meri, Janelle always seemed steady. She wasn't one to cry on camera or start conflicts. But recent comments Janelle has made about her marriage to Kody Brown suggest something deeper was brewing beneath the surface. And they've confirmed what longtime viewers had long suspected. It wasn't just Kody who ended things. Janelle had emotionally checked out too. In a candid interview featured in a recent episode, Janelle spoke with a rawness and clarity that was both surprising and refreshing. "We were living parallel lives," she said of her final years with Kody. "It wasn't that he came to me one day and said, 'I don't want to be with you.' We both just stopped trying. I had my world, he had his, and at some point I realized I didn't miss him anymore." Those words were a seismic shift in the Sister Wives universe. For so long, the narrative was that Kody had emotionally abandoned his wives in favor of Robyn, and while that remains true in many respects, Janelle's acknowledgement introduces a new layer. She had begun quietly detaching long before the public saw it. Janelle's recent comments also illuminate the quiet strength she always carried. While Cristin made a bold exit and Meri clung for years to the hope of reconciliation, Janelle simply evolved. She didn't explode, she didn't beg, she grew, and in growing, she outgrew Kody. "I started reading again," she shared. "I started camping more, spending weekends in the RV even when it wasn't convenient. It felt like the more I leaned into myself, the less I needed permission to live the way I wanted. Kody didn't know how to meet me there." That kind of self-discovery is no small thing, especially in a family structure where individual needs were so often set aside for the greater good. For years, Janelle's practicality was interpreted as passivity, but her recent reflections make it clear. She was never passive. She was observant, methodical, and, perhaps most importantly, patient. She waited until she knew exactly who she was and what she needed. And when it no longer aligned with Kody, she didn't ask him to change. She simply moved on. This revelation challenges the narrative that Janelle was left behind. In truth, she left on her own terms. Her new life, one filled with adventures, solitude, independence, and her close-knit bond with her children, wasn't born out of heartbreak. It was born out of clarity. And it wasn't just emotional clarity that motivated her. It was a growing sense of spiritual disconnection as well. There were years I believed God wanted me in this family, that this lifestyle was the path I was meant to walk. But that faith changed. I don't regret anything. I had beautiful years and wonderful children. But sometimes the calling changes. That kind of spiritual evolution is significant, especially in the world of sister wives, where religion has been central to nearly every decision. Janelle's willingness to admit that her faith evolved, that she no longer saw her marriage to Kody as part of the divine plan, is deeply revealing. It suggests her departure wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. It was years in the making, a quiet unraveling shaped by reflection, growth, and self-love. Fans have noticed that since separating from Kody, Janelle seems freer. Her face is more relaxed. Her smile comes more easily. Her connection to her children, especially her daughter Maddie and son Garrison, whose recent loss still deeply affects her, is more evident than ever. She's no longer waiting for a husband's attention or validation. She's building a life that centers her own needs, desires, and healing. And let's not forget, she's not doing it alone. Her close friendship with Cristin Brown has become one of the most touching parts of the show. The two women, once sister wives in name only, now share a deep bond forged through shared experience and mutual empowerment. Cristin gave me the courage to really see what was happening, Janelle admitted. Watching her leave and thrive made me realize I could do the same. That acknowledgement is powerful, and proof that women supporting women, even in the most unconventional of family structures, can be transformative. While Kody may have pushed Janelle away with his inconsistency, his focus on Robin, and his increasingly authoritarian approach to family, it was Janelle's own sense of worth that ultimately propelled her into a new chapter. Some know Janelle's departure wasn't just about Kody failing her. It was also about Janelle choosing herself. And that's what makes her journey so inspiring. It's not a story of victimhood. It's a story of awakening. Of a woman who spent decades raising children, managing finances, living in crowded households, and compromising daily. A woman who one day looked around and realized she deserved more. Not necessarily a new man or a flashier life, but peace, autonomy, joy. Janelle's story is a reminder that sometimes the most powerful transformations come not from fiery confrontations or sudden decisions, but from quiet awakenings. From slow-burning truths that finally find their voice. And now that she's speaking, the world is listening, not just because she's left Kody, but because she's finally standing fully in her own power. Are you interested in a follow-up scene with Janelle and Cristin sharing a moment of reflection?